Change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Hey everybody, it's Tim Van Orden, and today is my 51st birthday. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to address some questions that I've been getting about veganism. Number one, am I still vegan? And the answer is yes. I don't know the exact day that I switched to a vegan diet, but it's easy to use my birthday because it was somewhere in the beginning of the year in 1998. So I am now vegan for 21 years. And why people are asking me this is that some prominent YouTubers have moved away from a vegan or plant-based diet, and they're now consuming animal products. So people are asking me, am I concerned? Should they be concerned? And my answer is, well, I don't know. What are you eating? I'm not concerned. I've looked at the research. I've looked at the data. I'm continually experimenting with myself physically, and I see no downside to a vegan diet for myself. Now, the problem is that vegan doesn't really have a definition other than the exclusion of animal products. Nowhere is it written that a vegan diet includes certain foods. It's an exclusionary definition, not an inclusionary definition. So I wouldn't say careful, but I'm very considerate of what I eat. I eat a lot of leafy greens, many different types. I now eat quite a few grains in my diet: rice, oats, whole wheats, rye, things like that, quinoa, millet. I now have potatoes and sweet potatoes in my diet and a few other tubers. I eat lentils. I'm not sure if I eat any other legumes, but I do eat lentils. I eat flax seeds. I eat hemp seeds. I eat walnuts. I even eat soy. I know a lot of people freak out about soy, but I've looked at the research and I'm not concerned. So I eat a wide variety of foods in my diet. And yes, fruit is a big part of what I eat. Right now it's frozen fruit as I make smoothies. But fruits, lots of different color vegetables and greens, and a variety of nuts, seeds, and grains. And I am not seeing any problems physically. In fact, I'm seeing the opposite. Here I sit 51 and I'm in the best shape of my life. And this is not surprising to me, but it seems to be rather surprising to other people because I'm not slowing down. And I actually plan on getting faster. I'm coming back from a few years of injury in 2013, 14, and 15. And it takes a while to really gear yourself back up to elite performance after several years off. So I'm just getting started. And I'm really excited to see what's possible as I age into my mid-50s and how fast I can run. This is something I put a lot of time, thought, and energy into. I don't just haphazardly eat a vegan diet. And yes, it is an ethical choice for me rather than a choice for health, but I do have to think about my health. And I think about my health through the lens of performance. Am I performing well or not? Am I recovering well or not? If I work out really hard and I'm racing every single weekend, which is what I do I recover? And how quickly do I recover? If I'm not recovering from my workouts or my races, clearly something is wrong, but that's not the case. And as far as injuries, this is the longest period in my running career that I have been uninjured. Part of that is due to how I'm training now. I'm training very, very differently. And I'll be coming out with some videos soon about what my new training regimen looks like. So, am I still vegan? Yeah. Am I going to be vegan for the long term? Yeah. I don't see any reason to move towards eating animal products. I do not think it is necessary in a global economy. And you'll hear people talk about their intuition. Well, I feel like I need more protein. I feel like I need such and such in my diet. It's usually protein, but there are a few other things that people throw around. And my response to this is that you're talking, first of all, about feelings, which are totally unreliable. They may seem real to you, but they're unreliable as indicators of what your body actually needs, because your feelings are really thoughts more than they are feelings. They are thoughts that lead to feelings in your body. For instance, if you think you might have a deficiency, you're going to start to feel a certain way in your body, but it started with a thought. So if you start listening to someone that says you can't survive long-term on a vegan diet, it's bad for your health, you might start to believe that. You might start to get some doubts. Are they right? Should I look into this? Is Dr. Greger wrong? Is Dr. Esselstyn wrong? Or is Joel Furman wrong? And these doubts lead to feelings. And since the majority of the people in the Western world do not eat a vegan diet, you can have a lot of voices talking at you. And eventually that doubt may grow, and you're going to have this feeling in you of, I must be deficient because I've got this feeling. So intuition, not a great indicator of what you need to do in your life. Secondly, and more importantly, when someone says they need protein or more protein, well, that's a concept. Protein is a general conceptual idea. It is not a physical reality. What is it that you actually need? You need amino acids. So let's look at the amino acids. Are you getting your 8 essentials in your diet? Yes or no? If you're getting your 8 essential amino acids, 9 depending on who you talk to or your age, or if you're a pregnant woman, if you're getting your 8 or 9 essential amino acids, well, and you're getting them in sufficient quantity, how is getting them from plants different from getting them from animals? There really is no difference. So you got to get rid of these concepts. Protein, essential fatty acids. Well, again, that's another concept. So let's break it down and look at ALA, EPA, DHA, conversion rates. Most of the studies done on conversion are done on people that consume a lot of EPA and DHA, and therefore they don't convert much because they don't need to. But if you look at people that don't eat EPA or DHA and eat lots of ALA, you'll find their conversion rates are higher. Again, you have to look at the type of person that's being studied. So rather than going into more and more and more detail, it's a problem when you use a general concept as your reason rather than a specific micronutrient detail. For instance, I had my blood work done, I was low in vitamin B12. Boom, great. Let's address that. You can take a vegan B12 supplement and still be vegan. You don't need to eat animal products to get your B12. B12 comes from bacteria. Animals get it from bacteria. So eating the animal, you're really just eating the byproducts of the bacteria that the animal ate. So you don't need to eat the animal to get it. If you're getting blood tests and you're deficient in certain micronutrients, you can always take a supplement. But that may not have anything to do with your diet. There are plenty of people in this world that eat an animal-based diet and they still have deficiencies. So because someone has a deficiency does not mean it is dietary. There's so many different stressors in our lives and genetic conditions that, or simply just age. For instance, as you age, you don't absorb as much vitamin B12 as you did when you were younger because you're not producing as much intrinsic factor or acid in the gut, which is necessary to utilize B12 from your diet. Lots of meat eaters out there who are deficient in B12 simply because of their age. As they get beyond the age of 50, you tend to see this happen. So just because you have a deficiency that shows up on a blood test does not mean that it is your diet. So again, I don't see a reason to move away from a plant-based diet, and my performance is off the charts right now for my age, and I still carry too much muscle for a runner. And nobody yet has given me any evidence that says that there's something missing from my diet. And if there was, I don't need to get it from an animal. I can get it from a supplement. And I don't see a problem with that. You're going to hear people say, well, but that's not natural. Well, how are you watching this video? On a phone, on a computer? Is that natural? Is it natural to sit and look at technology for 10 hours a day? I don't think so. So don't tell me about natural or not. Do you have a car? How about a bicycle? Is a bicycle natural? Oh, it doesn't use fossil fuels. Really? How did it get made? So it's really easy to get stuck in an ideological trap and not look at the actual details. So, details. Me personally, do I take any supplements? In the winter, on occasion, I do take a vegan D3 supplement. Not that often, though. I'm not really diligent with it. I often forget to take it, so it might be once a week. I am outside quite a bit in the sun, and even though it's at a very low angle, I'm out there for hours a day running. So I'm not having a problem with bone strength. My bones are super strong, and every time I go in to get my Achilles bone spurs checked out, they're always like, wow, you've got great bone density. So vitamin D apparently is not a problem for me. B12, on occasion I will take a supplement. Again, a vegan B12 bacterial-based supplement. And it's not something I do on a regular basis. Again, it's been shown that vegans who don't eat a lot of B12 in their diet will utilize it or recycle it for a much longer period of time. The body is very, very efficient. If it's not getting something in large quantity, it will try to recycle it and use it again and again and again as long as it can. And this is a great survival tool. So I'd say in the past month, I've taken 3 B12 capsules, about 1,000 mcg. So not a lot. And again, I do consume dirty fruits and vegetables that we have grown on the farm, and there is bacteria and yeast on them, and that is some B12. I do take it on occasion, but not something I do on a regular basis. What about EFAs? I do flax seeds, I do chia seeds, I do hemp seeds, I do leafy greens. Like, for instance, everybody talks about grass-fed beef. Why is grass-fed beef better than corn-fed beef? Because grass has EFAs in it, and that's where the cows get it in their meat, from the grass that they're eating. So wait a minute, greens have essential fatty acids in them? That's interesting. They do. So if you're eating a lot of leafy greens, if there's a lot of bulk of leafy greens in your diet, you're getting a substantial amount of essential fatty acids. But I'm also doing flax, hemp, and chia, which are also high in omega-3 ALA. So any other potential supplements? I don't think so. No, but those are the 3 big ones that people mention: B12, D3, and EFAs. And again, if my performance were declining, or if I felt like I was in ill health on a regular basis, I would make some changes. I wouldn't move to animal products, but I would make some changes. I would get some blood panels done, I would see what's going on, and then I would address it in a vegan supplemental version. But I really don't see any reason to move back to animal products other than it's easier to exist in a Western culture socially if you consume animal products. And it's just easier to fit in. Maybe that's your reason. I don't know. But for me, I'm happy not fitting in. That's not something I aspire towards. So I hope that addresses some of the questions that many of you have had. And yep, I'm going to stay plant-based for the long run, literally and figuratively. All right, see you soon.